Hola, babies. So, I heard the message, be patient, young Padawan. That was coming through all morning. Be patient, young Padawan, and allow yourself to move slowly. So, this is going to be very specific for someone. I'm guessing it might be somebody who likes to rush to the finish line. I see myself identified. I like to rush to the finish line sometimes, but alas, we are no longer the hare. We are practicing being the tortoise and moving slowly. So this message is likely for you if you've been going through a transformation period and you feel like things are not moving fast enough, and you are wondering why are they not moving fast enough, and you're just thinking like, what the hell, yo, are things ever going to move? Am I going to get to where I need to be? So we're going to talk to source, we're going to talk to your guides, and we're going to see what the dealio. Okay, I have my cope cards. My cope cards are my psychological association cards. They're not tarot, they're not oracle, but I'm going to channel, and I'm going to use these for channeling. You will co-interpret with me, my love. So whatever you see will have just as much meaning as what I see. So please use your interpretation with me. And then write in the comments below if you liked it, what came out for you, what was different in your interpretation, because this is the whole point of me using these cards. Okay, cool. Yeah, if you like this kind of content, like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the reading. Okay, I want to know, what are we being prepared for? What does source... First of all, why is this patience so necessary, actually? Why do we need to be so patient? What's happening here? What's happening in our collective source? What is this patience about? Again, that one again. She said stop. Okay. Wow, okay. So if you guys see me freaking out about why cards come out again and again, it's because there are 90 cards in the deck, and this collective keeps on getting the same, sometimes like the same 10 cards in a row. You'll see in the back readings, like the past readings, okay? So here you go. You have these two coming out, which came out in the last reading. So I feel like you're being watched at this time. It's like you have a lot of eyes on you. You have a lot of, like, it feels like big players in the game, or big names, big people that feel somehow more developed than you are, maybe on a spiritual level, maybe maybe on a spiritual level, maybe just on a career level, but on some level, it feels like the people that are in your life right now are, you're surrounded by some kind of people that are in some way or form more developed than you, and that's making you feel maybe a bit intimidated, is what I'm getting. Like you don't know if you're up to par to sparring with them. I don't know why that just came through, but yeah, it feels like there's something in you that source is asking you to examine. And I feel like it also has to do with your inner judgment. So this came out the last time that I was looking at this card as well, that some in this collective, whoever you are, you might have a tendency towards perfectionism, and you might have a tendency towards judging yourself when things are not going the way that you want them to, or they're not developing as fast as you want them to, right? So I feel like what you're being called with this card, though, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I have flipped my phone around, and so now I keep looking in the wrong direction of the camera. I'm going to try to do this the right way. I'm very sorry. Okay. I hope you're just rolling with me on this. Okay, so yeah, but what source wants you to understand is that your rhythm is not comparable to anybody else's. So this is what's really important about this card. This is kind of like this Mary Poppins sort of energy. And the little children, they can represent to you whatever they represent, if you are somebody that genuinely works with children, then it has to do with maybe the way that you guide the children is unusual and it's not the same as anybody else. And there's a rhythm to it that you are being called to uphold. But what I'm getting stronger actually with this reading, or with this card in this case, is that it feels like this is a rhythm that has more to do with your own inner rhythm that will make your inner children happy, okay, and your inner parts happy. So I see the children as your inner parts, right? And it feels like whatever that rhythm is, I feel like Source is wanting to hand you that rhythm. Yeah, we have community at the back of at the bottom of the deck, right? So gathering with others feels really significant at this time. And we've had this come up time and time again in our readings right now, that Source is asking us to connect with our communities, to band together. You know, it's like this channel, it's like the band of weirdos. Like, I'm making this channel because I'm just trying to call in my tribu, my tribe, my band of multicultural, multilinguistic, whatever language you want to put in those languages. They don't even need to be from planet Earth. Like multi blah 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 crisscross people that just are here for the healing, but like with some joy and with some humor. Like, we're just trying to band together. We're just trying to make it a joyful collective ride, right? And I feel like this is right now also what you're being called, is to find the people that are sharing the same colors as you. We had this a couple of days ago in a channeled message, that there's a lot about like expressing the full color of your palette that's coming through right now. And we will be heading into Leo season soon. And Leo season with Jupiter transiting through Leo for the whole next year. So for my non-astrology nerds, that just means that there's going to be some big expansion. And the more you can allow yourself to be authentic and be genuine in your expression and in what makes you feel alive and what is your rhythm that you're vibing to and nobody else is vibing to, nobody else needs to vibe to it, only you. But the more authentic and genuine you can be about that, the more you can attract the tribe that is meant to kind of rock and roll with you. You know what I mean? Yeah, and like do this journey with you. I feel like this one is also really significant here. It's like taking off a mask. And we've had this come up time and time again. And I feel like there's the part of the reason why you're being asked for patience right now and why you're being pulled into a sort of maybe slower rhythm. We are also going into Mercury retrograde now for the next 3 weeks in Cancer. So it is a slower energy. You cannot force it. You can't just be like, I want it to go faster, planets move. Like, planet's not going to move because you're trying to make it move faster. You know, like you need to let it do its thing. And a retrograde period, a lot of people are always freaked out by retrogrades. They're like, oh my God, all my computers are going to break. Like, okay, yeah, sure. Back your stuff up and, you know, just take care of your electronics, I guess, and try not to lose your keys. Ideally, your car keys inside of your car, for example. But no, but really, in all seriousness, a retrograde is actually very useful energy because it's a period where we're meant to revise, review, revision, re-edit. It's like we're meant to really go back to the drawing board of what we've been trying to create and take the time to analyze which parts of it are still not authentic. And let me tell you a little story about that, okay, before we continue this. So something about authenticity is that our ego will try to latch on to everything and anything that gives it a sense of like purpose and existence. So when we are dismantling ourselves and we're going through a kind of ego death and we're trying to show up more authentically, the ego will still find places to latch on and do its like performative role that it's used to doing, because the thing is, it doesn't really know where to go, okay, when you take it off. So it's like when you take this mask off, right, like the woman is taking it off, she's placing it away. For some of you, it might be that you're placing it out of the cage and putting it on, and that mask is actually your real face. But again, interpret it as it feels right for you. For me, I'm seeing her as like taking an old mask off, and there's some kind of grief in it as well. There's a little bit of sorrow, of like, yeah, grieving that old version and saying like, oh, she no longer, they no longer exist. But what I'm getting is that part of the reason why your process is being slowed down and why you're being asked to have patience with what you're creating is because it is important for you to revise what mask you're putting away and to honor the function that that mask had for you. So this is very much inner parts work. So it's acknowledging the parts of yourself that had to be alive in order for you to move your project off the ground, to get from A to B, to maybe get that funding that you needed, that to maybe make those alliances that you needed. Maybe you had to cut some deals that you weren't like particularly, fond of, or work with some people that weren't really your tribe. But there is a period where Source is asking you to pause and to review now what that process was about and what it taught you and what lessons want to be integrated and what wisdom wants to be integrated, because the lessons are only as valuable as, you can have lessons on par, excuse me, you can have lessons like a waterfall, like dropping on you, but if you're not integrating them and turning them into wisdom, then what's the point of the lessons, right? They're just going to keep coming. So I feel like Source is trying to say with this, like, there have been lessons, there has been growth, there has been learnings and things that you need to integrate. And as you take that mask off and as you step into this newer version of yourself and rise to the occasion of the people that you feel are above you right now, you will find yourself more confident. But this will only happen if you allow yourself to connect deeper with the part of yourself that feels true. Okay. All right. What else, Source? So I want to know what else is important about this patience process. What else do you want them to know? She said stop, bottom of the deck. Okay. That one too. That one too. Okay. This one came jumping out. I've had these a few times as well. Bright sun, person with a horse, and then there's a wild, decontracted horse. Okay, so I feel like with these cards, yeah, okay, my lovelies, my tribu, my collective, my amorcitos. I'm really holding your hand as I say this. I'm going to lean in and I'm going to hold your hand. Some of you are still not expressing yourself. Some of you are still not expressing yourself, are still here, are still avoiding. And I think, some of you are really, really trying. Some of you are really, really trying. You're really doing the work to express what needs to be expressed. But I feel like you are very much afraid of your own radiance, of how bright you truly shine. I feel like for most cases, this is you. And this is also you. And this is your freedom. And this is, where you want to be. And this is like this desire that you have. And I feel like oftentimes when the universe puts you on pause and tells you that you need to be more patient and that you need to still undergo a process, a revision process, it's because there are parts of yourself that you are not being able to acknowledge yet, that you are not being able to fully integrate. And as long as you are afraid of your own sunlight and of your own radiance and of your own chaos, is what I'm getting with this, like of the messiness of a creative process. As long as you are still fearing that, the universe cannot give it to you. It cannot provide you with the thing that you want because you are afraid of it, because you are sort of not really expressing yourself. You're kind of trying to, but then you're looking in the other direction. You don't really know where to go. I feel like this is very much a split personality. It's almost like one part of you here is trying to express themselves really, really loudly, and the other part keeps looking away. Bebesitos! What's that about? Why? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this? Tell me in the comments. What's happening for you? I want to know. I want to know so that we can support each other, not so we can judge each other. Like, trust me, I've been there. Like, I don't get to hear without having been through there. Like, this is a continuous process and it's a collective process. So, you know, you guys are just my homies. I'm here sharing this with you because I feel like these processes require us to support each other, okay? And when we are not capable of being our own best cheerleader, we need other people to cheer us on and to be our cheerleaders. And so by all means, please tell me, what do you feel is happening for you, that there's a part of you that's splitting in two directions? Because again, also with this mask, it's like one of these parts is dying or has already died, but it's like a part of you doesn't want to let it go. And I'm not sure what part of you that is, but it feels like it's a fearful part, an avoidant part perhaps, like a part that feels like taking up space still feels too intimidating. And that's okay. Because I do feel like we need to review that. That's part of the revision process, because a lot of that has to do with our childhood. It has to do with our roots, our family life, what we were allowed or not allowed to do as we were growing up, right? How much space we were allowed to take up. And if you were someone who was regularly bullied or shamed for being a little ray of sunshine, for being really optimistic, for, you know, like having a little toy, like, yes, this is genuinely, look at how, oh no, it just sparkles. Look at how cute she is, okay? And this little lavender for protection that's like hanging on her crown. That is the most Mel thing to ever exist. Like Mel decorating toys with flowers and like putting them on her table. No F's given. And why? Because, well, you know, little ray of sunshine over here. When you were a real little ray of sunshine, I hope that just brought some tenderness to your day. Where was I? When you are a little ray of sunshine and people have shut you down over the course of your life, you will internalize that. That becomes something that you internalize as your story, as you're not allowed to take up this space because you shine too bright, because you somehow don't really fit in. I mean, look at this horse. It's all over the place. I love it. It's all over the place. It's going in all directions. But that's kind of the whole point. If you don't fit in and you've never fit in and it's like your horse doesn't look like that horse, that's like maybe the picture that you were painted of how you should be standing by the sun or whatever, and this is your reality, then there's ain't nothing wrong with this. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Whoever told you for some reason you had to be ashamed or whatnot of whatever that is, like, you know where you need to go tell them to go. I don't need to do it for you. You can do that yourself. We don't need to get rough on the internet. But you know what I mean? Like, there's something really important here. Like, Source is really not joking about this. It feels like this pause is, she's so adamant about asking you to allow yourself to fully express yourself and to fully just say the things that are on your mind, speak up, put it out there, and allow your sun to take up space exactly the way that it wants to, not the way that you feel you need to make it be. Again, this is a lot about us learning as a collective to follow our own rhythms. And is there more cards? There's more cards. Is it a final card? Okay, I'm going to pull a final card. But before I do, I'm going to go take us on a tiny tangent. We are going through a collective time period right now where all the old systems that we knew, the systems of operation, are dismantling. They are falling. They are crumbling to pieces. This has to do with the digital world. This has to do with our financial world. This has to do with the ways that we relate to each other, with our belief systems, with the possibilities. This has to do with pretty much everything and anything that we can imagine. We are in a time of global recalibration, okay? That means that individually and collectively, we are all going through these processes of understanding who are we today? Where do we want to move towards as a society? What is the impact that we want to cause in the world? How do I want to contribute to that impact? And how can I contribute to that impact? What are the skills and talents and gifts that I've been given? And which ones do I need to acquire in order to expand upon what I've already received, right? And as we go through that process will be messy, it will be non-linear. But the thing is, the more we avoid it and we hide away from it, the louder that voice is going to speak at you, okay? Whether it be through illness, through chaos around you, through things falling apart, whatever it is, the voice is going to speak, and it's not going to leave you alone, because we are collectively being called to rise into something greater. And I feel like the longer we stay afraid of our own power, of the space our radiance takes up, the longer we postpone this process, the more patience we're going to have later when we want it to pop off. Because guess what? It ain't going to pop off if you haven't been doing your work. If you haven't been doing your process, if you haven't been taking off the masks, working on the things and expressing yourselves. And I'm not saying that you haven't. If you are on this channel, you likely have been doing this work for a little while. But I'm just saying that Source seems to think you're still not done. There's still something there. And this is what the retrograde period is for. Okay, this is very much for a review process. So take it gently. Take it as like, it's like an almost there, but you're not quite there and you need a bit more patience. And that's important here. Okay, so last card. What will help? Yeah, honey bun. I heard stop resisting arrest. I don't know why that's important for someone. Stop resisting arrest, but like stop resisting. It's like there's something here in you where you're, perhaps this is the part of you that still needs to be let go. It's like this victim mindset, this part of you that's pouting, that's like, I don't have all the things, I don't have all the legs, and the people are moving faster. Like that attitude is exactly what's pulling you. It's what's making the process go even more stagnant. So when we want something to loosen up, the last thing, and we want something to get moving again, to come into momentum again, the last thing that we should be doing, I don't like that word, but you know what I mean. But the last thing that we should be focusing on truly is why we suck at what we're doing, or why we're never going to make it, or why it's so difficult for us, or why. Pausing is absolutely fine. It is absolutely welcome. But when you cross your arms, you're also blocking life from entering through you. And I feel like this is something that Source is trying to do right now. Source is, for a lot of us, she's trying to paint the picture. She's trying to paint the picture for us. But if you have your arms crossed, you will not see what the picture actually is. Okay? That's the level of beauty. That's the level of serenity. That is the level of satisfaction, purest heart satisfaction that Source is trying to gift you with. But that is only a reflection of what's inside of you. And that feels like the most significant part here. The uncrossing of the arms, the relaxing, the crossing of the arms, the hunching over. We had this in the past readings as well. There's a lot of hunching and crouching and a lot of this going on in our collective. Okay, bebecitos, look. As a woman who had scoliosis and used to wear a correctional corsage and suffered of hunching for a very long time, maybe this is why you're my people and you found me. But I beg you to please stop hunching and crouching and crossing and blocking all the good, beautiful things that want to come into your life. Please stop. Just allow yourself to relax into the process. And it sounds so much easier said than done. I'm right there with you. But there is something so beautiful that wants to emerge through you. There is something that will touch the world, that will really cause an impact, that will move something. Not only in our collective space, but in your own soul. There is something that wants to emerge, something that's so beautiful and will fulfill you so much and bring you so much peace, so much serenity. But you need to allow yourself to finish peeling those layers off. And whenever you find this, I feel like you will know that time is now. That time is now to finish peeling and taking those masks off and expressing the things that you're still too afraid to express, and allowing your incomplete, beautiful, chaotic, messy, wild horse to step on the racetrack and join the band of horses, join the other players, join the community and the people that are waiting to run right along with you in their own mess and in their own chaos, without needing you to save them, without needing you to be better than them, without them needing to be better with you. Nothing. Just wild horses running alongside each other, causing an impact with each stamp, with each footprint. Okay? I feel like this is the end of this message. Okay, I want to wrap it up. Yeah, I feel like this is the end of this message. I don't know who you are, beautiful, beautiful soul who's watching this, but I feel you. I feel you, and I know that they might feel slow for you right now, but you just need to trust. You need to trust the unraveling, and you need to trust that following your own rhythm and listening to the inner parts, harmonizing yourself, expressing, opening, all of that multi-layered experience of work that you're needing to do right now, it is leading you to something so incredible, to a life so incredible that you will not recognize yourself when you've reached the other side. Like, it will just be such a glorious moment. And so as we transition, as we go through the journey of becoming Jedis, and we go through the training that is necessary to become Jedis, we need to exercise that patience with ourselves, with each other, with life, with the world, with the changing circumstances of the world, and hold so much grace and compassion for that, knowing that the slower the change, the more lasting it is. Okay? I like that message. I'm sorry if I got a little bit harsh on you there in the middle, but it's just what was coming through, and I tried to stay truthful to that. So I hope you could receive it accordingly. And I am sending you so much love. If you want to book a personal reading with me, if you want to get into this stuff and you want to know more, you can book a personal session with me. You can send me an email. You can write me on Instagram. Please do reach out. You can just drop me a comment and drop me your email if you want me to reach out to you, but I don't usually reach out to people with readings. I feel like it's something that does need to come motivated from you. I work with the therapy cards, a different set of therapy cards, tarot cards, and a lot of other incredible witchy tools. So feel free. And what else? I can't think of anything else right now. My mind just went blank. But thank you so much for being here. Thank you for doing this journey with me. Thank you for picking up what I'm putting down, okay? And going through this. And yeah, I hope it serves you. I hope it serves a friend. Oh yes, please do like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bells. Especially comment and share this. I want to know who's in this collective. I want to know what's happening, because sometimes it can feel a bit strange to be speaking out into a void. So please do let me know who is here. And yeah, share this with your friends, because sharing is caring. And I'm sure you got a homie that could use some love. So I'm sending you love, and you send that love on, and it multiplies. Okay. All right. I love you. Bye-bye.